Hello there, Jedi Masters, but today it's not about Star Wars, unfortunately. I know. This is one of the reasons I haven't been, throwing out some videos weekly, is because there's really no Star Wars content. I am so upset. I have to wait like until December to get some Star Wars going, and also, I mean, I could have done other videos, I know this, but life right now, I'm doing a lot of new things outside of my little Star Wars arena, and it's kept me busy to the hilt. But you guys are always in my thoughts, and I decided yesterday I need to do a review on Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. I said it 3 times. Guys, went to see the movie last night. Yes, I know what you're thinking, but why? Because it's him. I'm afraid if I say it 3 times, he's gonna appear somewhere behind me. Should we try? No? Okay. I'll save it for later. Alright, guys. So I went to see the movie, and I gotta say, honestly, I really liked it. I cannot complain about it. You know what I enjoy most about when they do sequels? When the sequel is true to the original source material. Tim Burton is at the helm once again, and he did us right. Like, if you watch the original Beetlejuice when it came out originally, you watch this movie, you were just transported back to that time with everything. And just another thing that I love about sequels is when you bring the original cast back. That is the only way to do a sequel correctly. You bring and you incorporate the original cast in some way, shape, or form. This movie is true to the original. We have the original cast. We have Catherine O'Hara. We have Winona Ryder. They're mostly like the big ones, of course. Michael Keaton. I mean, it's Beetlejuice. You had me at Michael Keaton, so I was there. Added to this, we have Justin Theroux and then Jenna Ortega. It's just a mix of an ensemble of great talent that just brought this movie to life for me. And I remember watching Beetlejuice the first time thinking, why? I don't get it. And, because I was young, and I just didn't, get the gist. I've had to watch the movie as I grew older, and to finally understand and see the vision of it, and it was amazing. I mean, unfortunately, we didn't see the whole cast. Of course, we couldn't, have Gina Davis and one of my favorite Baldwins in the movie, because, of course, you guys know that if you're in the afterlife, you really don't age. But they found a good way within the movie to kind of explain that, which I'll get to when we do our spoilers part, because this is the non spoiler part right now. Unfortunately, other actors could not be in for reasons that I am not going to mention in this video, but if you want to look it up, go for it. I mean, right now, all I can say is that I laughed a lot. I really did. I mean, it is just so nostalgic. The retroness, just the whole vibe of the movie, just having it even be at the same house, quote unquote, and just the whole feel of just the vibe of Beetlejuice, like within it, the afterlife, the whole terrain. And then you're thinking like, oh, I remember that, and I remember this, and yes, oh my gosh, that just brought me back. And guys, if you really want to go watch this movie. In my opinion, again, this is my personal opinion, so you form your own opinion. If you want to go to the movies and have a nice date night, or I mean, I don't think this movie should be for the kids, but that's up to you. Again, I'm always like really on the line on that, on which movies the kids can see and not, but that's up to you. But again, I enjoyed it. I had fun. If you want to wait until it's on streaming, that's also your prerogative. Go for it. It's a good movie. I mean, again, I left the theater thinking, yay, thumbs up. I mean, Michael Keaton, you're the man. Tim Burton, you're also the man. Winona Ryder did an amazing job as Lydia Dietz. Catherine O'Hara back as Delia. And then the addition of just these quirky new characters, Jenna Ortega as Astrid. She also added that, round balance of, being Lydia's daughter. It was just, and the way they played off of each other, it was just really, like, I gotta say, it's a thumbs up for me on this one. It's definitely what we want to see in a sequel, like in a true, honest to goodness sequel. Like, I mean, stop with the remakes. Just make good sequels with original cast, if the original cast is like still, I'm gonna say, on this earth, because you never know, because some movies have gotten made like so long ago, you can't really do a sequel unless they're kids of the original and you kind of still put them in the movie. But that's a whole other subject. Okay, guys, now, you know what it is, right? If you have not seen Beetlejuice, just making sure. If you have not seen it, this is the part where you stop, you go watch it, and then you come back because I am about to get into spoiler city. Okay, guys, spoiler time. All right, we all know by watching the trailer that the premise for this movie is that Lydia's father has passed away, and they are all basically going to congregate back together as a family to mourn the loss of dear Charles. And of course, that means that they have to go back to the town, they have to go back to the house. And this is where we get introduced to Lydia's daughter, Astrid, who apparently doesn't like the fact that mom is a psychic medium. Yes, she's a psychic medium. That was totally out of left field for me. That was not something that I even thought about when I watched the original at all. Like seriously, not even a little bit, because I kind of always like wondered why is she the only one that can see the Maitlands. So I mean, it's in the back of your mind, but you just really don't think about it until they kind of like threw it in your face, like, oh, but she's a psychic medium. Okay, that explains that. But that was a good, like, kind of throwing out of left field kind of thing. Like, oh, thank you. So that just makes a lot of sense. So here she is in a life where she's a psychic medium, and she's kind of made a name for herself and a career out of it. And she's still the same gothy, quirky, weird person that we remember from the first movie. I mean, although she has this kind of strained relationship with her daughter, and she's still, herself, but kind of like a little more angsty, I want to say, kind of like, life is not exactly what I want it to be, but I'm dealing with it. Okay, so what we have is, of course, another character is Justin Theroux's character, who is just... I knew from the get-go, I was like, this guy, I just don't like this character. This is... I can't. There's something more going on, but, we'll get into that later. So as, they gather together for the funeral and such, Lydia's having like these like visions of the big B man, right? And she's like, what's going on? Why do I keep seeing him? And of course, you know why. You know that the B man has been having, his own kind of crush on her since she was younger, and he's still kind of wanting to be with her. I know it's weird, but like in the original, they were supposed to get married, so I think he's still hanging on to that. So this is where all the hilarity ensues. Like, there's a situation with Lydia's daughter, and I gotta say, when I was watching this specific scene in the movie where Astrid is about, like, before she gets in trouble, I'm like, if Lydia is a psychic medium and she sees paranormal entities, could it be possible, family lineage? I'm just going to leave that there. I'm not going to say anything more, because I know I said spoilers, but I just don't want to spoil the whole thing. But there was this one scene where I was like, telling M, who was beside me, I said, I bet you this, and this. And guys, in good old fashion, I was right. I was so right. So, I got to say that at some point I figured there's a reason why Lydia has to depend on Beetlejuice. And, of course, Michael Keaton. Oh, my God. It's like he never left the character. He just slipped right into Beetlejuice, and it's just like coming home. It was like same attraction, same like charisma, same like Michael Keaton. You are epic. I gotta say, you're epic. You're epic, and I really hope this reaches you. Okay. So again, Astrid, is in a situation where she needs help, and Lydia has no choice but to ask Beetlejuice for help. I know how that sounds. And you know what? I kind of like that idea, because if you're like one of the original fans like me, you will remember that they had an animated Saturday morning cartoon about Beetlejuice, and in that cartoon, Lydia and Beetlejuice were best friends. And I was kind of hoping that it would kind of like end that way, but it didn't. But still, you never know what could happen in the future. Anyway, so within the whole thing, I do have to... Delia's there, the whole family's there, but we know we lost Charles. And then Delia's trying to deal with that. And Delia deals with things in Delia fashion. And by doing that, she just, does these weird things. There is this one scene that you guys are going to love, and it involves snakes, but I'm not going to, mention too much about it because I know I said spoilers, but I just don't want to just tell the whole movie. Let's just say that in all, I also like the fact that they kind of stuck with like the original, in which like the effects and just the way the actors were portraying, the characters. It was just so reminiscent of the original Beetlejuice, and I am so glad they didn't like change it up and trying to add things that they shouldn't add to make it more. I mean, you guys are there with me. I'm just glad that it was like really that feel that you were there in the original. I also love the fact that the end leaves room for another one. I like that. So maybe I will get my wish of seeing Lydia tell Beetlejuice, let's just be friends, and that kind of like relationship kind of shift, because you see it the movie kind of like turn that way, but then it doesn't turn that way. You guys gotta go watch it. I mean, it, like, again, if you want to go to the theater, have a good time at the theater, and get your snacks and everything, this is definitely a good date movie. I had so much fun with M. We were just laughing. I think at one time I laughed out loud, so loud I thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get kicked out of here. That was too loud. But that's just me. Or if you want to wait till it's on streaming, that's also up to you. The movie's really good. There's just so much. I do really. This is one thing I am going to mention. Like the Maitlands, their explanation for, I mean, you guys got to know. This is a spoiler part, so I'm definitely going to spoil this one. You guys know that if an actor portrays a character that's in the afterlife, you guys know that they can't really portray that character again because ghosts don't age. At least as far as we know. So they figured out a way to say that, there was a loophole in the manual that they were able to go to the beyond. So that's why the Maitlands are not in the movie, but they are mentioned and they are honored, and I really do like that. Again, this movie's really good, guys. If you want to go watch Beetlejuice, just go for it. Let me know in the comments if you have seen it, what you thought. Again, we can talk about it. This is my opinion. We can talk about your opinion, whatever way that you decided to go. Just go enjoy. It's fun. It's just a good old time, and I just love that this is a sequel based on that original. Thank you, Tim Burton. Thank you, Michael Keaton. Thank you, Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara, Justin Theroux, Jenna Ortega. You guys just nailed it. Thank you so much for making a really good sequel. Alright, guys, again, let me know what you think in the comments. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. And as always, from my heart to yours, put some love out in the universe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.